Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and let's get into this Expo that they had going on. This Expo was a mess. Let's just get into it because I ain't got a whole lot of time. I got to get around to Atlanta to curse some folks out in the comments, but let's get on through this first. Before we do, y'all know the drill. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. So this episode picks up in the middle of Stormy, Marcel, and Tisha going back and forth about Marcel approaching Stormy for this $100. Stormy said, let me tell you what your husband did. He came over here and asked me, oh, you got that $100 for me? He said, that ain't what happened. I came over here and asked you if you needed help. And then I asked, do you have the $100? Stormy said, y'all got me out here speaking and participating in this whole event. Don't come at me about the $100 on the day of. So Marcel starts this whole condescending thing. Well, Stormy, did I approach you the wrong way? Did I upset you? Yeah, you did. So Stormy is going off about how she got a whole lot of better shit to do than this. I got an order. I'm trying to get ready for retail, and I'm down here dealing with you motherfuckers with no makeup on and work clothes. Y'all said this shit was for the community, and now you over here trying to shake me down. Marcel said, well, obviously I approached you in the wrong spirit. She said, no, it ain't got nothing to do with the spirit. It got to do with the timing. You don't approach me asking me for money the day of. You just don't do that. Stormy said, don't come at me like that because I'm telling you, you don't want to see Courtney. She said, y'all so unprofessional. Tisha said, ain't no y'all. Ain't no y'all. Yes, it is y'all. It's y'all all day long. You don't get to be the head of the company and the CEO and everything is in my name only when you want to flaunt that, oh, we have these contracts and we make this money. But then when y'all getting sued left and right and when y'all shaking people down for $100 at a time, oh, this ain't no we. I don't speak no French. I don't know him like that. This is called the point of accountability, and this is why you do not go into business with con men like your husband. Marcel said, you know what? We'll just waive the fee. We'll waive it. Don't worry about it. She said, no, don't waive it. Don't waive shit. Donate it. Stormy said, let me ask you something. Did you get any of those sponsorships you were looking for? He said, no, we didn't. She said, that's why you over here harassing me about $100 damn. She said, you know what? We're going to have a successful expo. Stormy's going to speak and present her products, and we're going to do all this stuff that adds value to this bullshit that y'all got going on, and then y'all take that $100 and give it to somebody that needs it. Marcel said, we need it. Stormy said, duly noted. And note this too, the next time y'all do this bullshit, don't ask me for shit. So then we see Mel and her brother Mark is headed to the expo, and they're catching up about what she has going on and the events that she has to attend. And he asked her, well, what's the game plan for us going to this expo? And she said, I'm just going to walk around and show my face, show my support. I really just want to go tell Tisha congratulations and great job. So he said, well, is Martel going to be participating in this event? Sir, look here. Don't come with that starting energy, okay? Just come, walk through this place, see if somebody got a candle or a hair product or something you want to buy, spend your couple dollars and going on home. But don't come to this expo with your I'm starting some shit today attitude, okay? Don't bring that bullshit. Mel said, I think so. I mean, when we went to the meetings, he was crazy enough to agree to be a part of this shit, so I would assume he's going to be here today. He said, well, how do you plan on interacting with him if he is a part of this event? She said, the way I always do, ignore his ass. I'm real good at ignoring him. Can you follow my lead? Now, just a minute ago, Tisha was telling Stormy, no, it's not y'all are so unprofessional, but she making sure to walk around this damn expo and introduce herself to all the vendors. I'm Letitia Scott. Hi, I'm Letitia Scott. Nice to meet you. I'm Letitia Scott. Oh, you want the credit, but you don't want the accountability. Go sit down. And then Marcel and Tisha are in the confessional, and Marcel is talking about how he's really surprised at the turnout. And Tisha said, yes, I was surprised. I was really pleased. Marcel said, and as far as I know, every vendor except one paid their vendor fee. Motherfucker. Tisha said, or 2 or 3. There might have been a few vendors that didn't pay their fee. Marcel saying, but one that I know of, oh, you hung up on that $100. You know what Marcel thought? Marcel thought, you know what? If I wait till right before the event, like when we at the venue and everybody's setting up, if I spring it on her right then, she ain't gonna cause no scene because it's a public setting. This a businesswoman. She ain't gonna cause no scene and embarrass herself. And the damn girl ain't going Minister Society on your ass. She going to get Courtney and shit. So we see everybody making their way around the expo, and Martel approaches this particular vendor who has a business that helps people set up their own businesses. And he walks up to this man talking about how his little brother is supposed to be coming to this event and he's trying to get started in business and he's going to need so much help from them. Martel, do you know you need help too? Like, do you know you need to be more focused on you than any damn body else? You can't pass this builder's exam to save your life or your business. But you in the camera about, yeah, I'm looking out for my brother. I'm making sure that he gets everything he needs. Save yourself. He's in the confessional about, yeah, even though I'm here to support Marcel and Tisha, I'm here to support my brother and make sure that he gets on the right track. You ain't on the right track. See, Martel got a complex where he needs to be worshipped more than he needs to be well. You need to worry about your own wellness, especially on the professional front. So Mel comes in, she makes her entrance, she's waving and speaking, and hello, and you all look so pretty. And she's in the confessional, but I'm really impressed. It looks really nice. Good job. I said, now she clapping like she had a kindergarten graduation. So Maurice is at the expo, and he notices Martel walking around in everybody's business but his own. And he said, Martel, why didn't you set up a table for Inez? Why didn't you sell your wine out here? Well, Martel ain't got no good answer. He just starts pulling out his ass. Martel said, well, I didn't want to be selfish. Yeah. I done had a couple wine tastings in Huntsville. And so I figured, let some other people who sell wine come through. And I want to overshadow everybody. Use a damn lie. Maurice so full of he's standing right there. Yeah. I feel you. And he in the confessional calling them dumb as hell. He says, you could tell that when Mel and Martel were together, Mel was the brains of the operation. She's a marketing genius and he's a jackass. Because why would you come to this whole expo that's supposed to be about small Black businesses and not promote your small Black business? So then we see Tiffany and Louis arrive, and Tiffany is big and pregnant. So Marcel and Maurice are asking her, now, you're not going to be doing too much today, are you? And she's, no, I don't think so. Now, I might need a muscle relaxer. Now, it could be me. I don't know, because I ain't got no kids, right? But is muscle relaxer something you take during pregnancy, or is this some losing Isaiah shit? So Martel walks up into their conversation and he asks Tiffany, are you speaking today? Tiffany said, speaking today. Louis said, we didn't know anything about that. She said, I just heard about this 2 days ago. So they cut to a scene of Tisha FaceTiming with Tiffany, where Tiffany is saying that her doctor told her she got to sit down somewhere. And they're asking her, well, when is your due date? And she giving that whole Phaedra Parks kind of story about, well, they said it was the 24th, but it's any day now. Who knows what day any day is? And she's asking on this call, is there anything that I can do remotely to participate in the expo? Marcel said, no, you can stay your ass home and have your baby before you try to have it on our dime. And he said in the confessional that I was really surprised to see Tiffany and Louis today, being that she was damn near having her baby the other day. He said, and that's also why I think it's odd that she would want a speaking position in this whole expo, because she's supposedly supposed to be on bed rest. And even if she ain't supposed to be on bed rest, she's 9 months pregnant, so she due any day now. And I don't even know what she does for a living, so I don't know what she gonna say. I said, nah, she the Tommy of the group, and they don't think you got no damn job. So they're walking around, checking out the different vendors. We see Mel walk up to Tisha and her girls' hair care products, and the lady said, have you tried the products? Mel said, I didn't even know they had them. It's a damn lie. Martel is over talking to some lady who says that she helps women get pregnant or avoid getting pregnant naturally. Martel said, oh, well, I should have met you some years ago. Mother, who churn you talking about? So then we see Tisha talking to Maurice, and he's saying that he's going to check on Kimmy because Kimmy was at treatment that day. Tisha said, oh, she's probably going to be mad at me because you're usually there with her, but you're here. And he said, no, she told me to come to this. We're in the last stretch, so she got plenty of energy. She can do everything, and probably had to give you some she didn't want to give you before she went because you think she got all the damn energy. So then we see this forced conversation between Martel and Mel's brother Marcus. Now we know they don't like each other. Why they gonna make these people stand in the middle of this expo and act like they want to talk to each other is beyond me. So Marcus starts the conversation by asking Martel, what's going on? You and Mel getting along any better? Y'all know better than this. Martel said, yeah, I think we moving in the right direction. Well, I guess if the courthouse is the right direction. Marcus said, well, what could y'all do to make things smoother between y'all? Martel said, well, whatever guard she seems to have up, I would think that after 3 years of separation, she could let it down a little bit. Well, Martel, I hate to dispel all of your delusions. But first of all, y'all ain't separated, y'all are divorced. Maybe that's why you be doing some of the stuff you do, because you think y'all separated and there's some coming back together. Y'all is divorced. Secondly, you don't typically let your guard down with people who you have to go to courthouses with legal counsel for. You don't typically let your guard down for them people. Martel said, I guess with your support, everything will come around. Marcus said, what support? Martel said supporting your sister and making sure that everything goes well for the kids. That support. So they go their separate ways, and Martel is in the confessional saying how I still don't like that motherfucker. Yeah, he was trying to take no digs and shots in our conversation. He tried to cut the conversation short, but it is what it is. I still don't like him. So Marcel runs into Mel amongst the people, and he said, hey Mel, how you doing? So yeah, did you think about? She said, did I think about what? So you gonna be on stage or what? She said, no, I came to support. Like, what in the if you bring you in kind of bullshit is this? Like, you show up and automatically you on the menu? Like, so then we see Martel's brother show up, and Martel is, so I got the people who gonna help you start your business. They got everything you need. They gonna be with you from beginning to end. Well, motherfucker, could you sign yourself up? Martel is in the confessional about, I'm just glad that he took my advice and came, because, this isn't something he would normally do. So to see him take his first step, it means a lot to me. This is the kind of shit you need to be talking to your therapist about. There has to be a name for this bullshit. So we see that Kimmy finally arrives, and she said, contrary to what Maurice is out here telling y'all, I'm tired. She said, I came straight from radiation, and radiation takes a lot out of her. She said, so it was an act of love to show up at this event. Well, I guess we playing Brother May I, because they go from Martel and Mel's brother to Mel and Martel's brother, and she's all happy to see him. She goes to introduce him to her brother, and she said, well, I hate to call him my ex-brother-in-law. This is my brother-in-law, and brother-in-law, this is my brother. Girl, if you want your family back, just say that. So they start catching up about, you know how my brother is. And she, I do. I'm glad you know. And he said, well, both of y'all don't start no shit. She said, what about me, girl? You got your shit with you. So she starts telling him how good it is to see him. And I want to cry. And next thing you know, she crying. So she's in the confessional trying to explain these tears away. About, well, being that I met Martel when I was 22, I've been around all of his family for a very long time. And, I know that his brother hasn't always made the best decisions. And to see him here at this event, it was just so heartwarming. And so, I'm happy. Girl, if you miss your family, say that. So then they cut to Stormy, who is in a crisis. They got an issue at her warehouse where they're trying to prep this $1 million order for retail. Well, they done run out of labels. She trying to figure out how the hell y'all run out of labels when I ordered too many damn labels. What you mean y'all ain't got no labels? Well, come to find out, they probably out of labels because they done put all the wrong labels on all the shit. I said, now, I know Junior somewhere with his feet kicked up like, who was the problem now? Because Courtney, wasn't you saying that Junior was the source of all the failure and dysfunction that was going on, and this is what y'all pull off when you are left to your own devices? Okay. Stormy is losing her shit because she said they got hundreds of units mislabeled. Girl. She said, this is a major error, but there's not really anything she can do about it other than trust her team to get the job done. Well, where has that gotten you? So we see Tiffany go over to Stormy, and Stormy is catching her up on all the drama that she has going on around her with everything that's going on at the warehouse. She said, to top all that off, because I had so much going on at the warehouse, I had limited help setting up here today, and Marceau put the cherry on top of all the bullshit, walking up to me asking me for money. Well, Tiffany got to be relevant. Tiffany said, I think that was so wrong for him to ask you for that money, but I just saw him and he was over asking who's doing intros and who's doing this and asked me, are you speaking? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Now, unless this happened completely off camera and they chose to completely keep it from us, you full of shit. She's like, no one asked me to speak. No, you were asking to speak. What are you talking? She said, I was feeling some type of way. I told Lewis, I just heard about this like 2 days ago. Stormy said, I think it was half-assed. That's what I think. So then we see Kimmy and Mel run into each other and they hug each other, and Kimmy goes off about why is she in the corner in the back? Why do they have her table set up way in the back of the room? Well, what was you planning on, being the star of the show? So then we see Maurice asking Martel, is your special guest coming? What kind of contract y'all think he got? He said, no, Sheree is in California. No, she ain't coming to this. Not only is she in California, she ain't answering the phone for me. Oh, you really is off the clock with her. He said, yeah, she's visiting a friend and she ain't really answered the phone for me since she got there. Oh, she over there with the higher bidder. But anything to explain why you can't keep a damn woman. That's why she ain't come with me right now. I know y'all saw her take me down off the Instagram. So they're getting ready to set up and go on stage so that the audience can ask them questions that they got have as answers to. Well, Martel peeks from behind the curtain and sees Mel sitting in the audience. And he starts going off about, oh my God, Mel's here. Like she's not going to come up here and speak with us. Why did she get to sit in the audience? First of all, you ain't shocked because you just had a conversation with her brother. So I don't know how they edited this. I don't know if the conversation with Marcus came before or after. But why would Marcus be there and Mel be nowhere to be found? So now Martel is having a whole tantrum about why didn't y'all bring her up? They said because she said no. You know the lady got rights, right? He said, well, I'm not going up. I'm not going out there. I'm not doing it. Here we go with the bullshit. This is what it looks like when you know you about to play yourself. So they're all behind the stage, going back and forth, arguing about, you agreed. You said you was going to participate. I ain't going out there. Why she get to sit out there and watch me? And the whole audience can see all this shit. So it finally dawns on Tisha that, oh my God, they can see us. Yes, we can see y'all. She's in the confessional, but I don't know which is more embarrassing, the whole collective of us arguing in front of the whole audience or your boy backing out at the last minute. Girl, Tisha, y'all got a whole lot to be embarrassed for, okay? Marcel said, well, the whole Martel backing out at the last minute is kind of on brand for Martel. So as they all take the stage, Martel said he's really put off by seeing Mel sitting in the audience. I thought she would have at least taken the stage. I mean, I didn't think she would just sit in the audience and watch us. What were you planning to do? Siphon her energy? Like, if I can't speak for myself, was a damn person. So they're running through these questions and they're talking to the audience, and it sounds like a whole bunch of motivational talk more than anything to me. Yeah, run toward the failure and learn from your man. Either y'all got real business knowledge or you don't. So they open the floor for questions, and they actually get a real question about raising capital. Like, how do we get money to start these businesses? Because y'all can talk all this motivational talk, but things cost money. And we have to figure out how to get the capital to start our ventures. These motherfuckers ain't got no answers. Marcel just stumbling over all his words. Now, am I moving in the right direction of your question? Am I actually answering the question? The guy, yeah, I mean, you in the woods. So Tiffany is in the confessional saying that Marcel is obviously tripping over his words and he's overextending himself trying to answer the question about venture capital. But Marcel, this pregnant lady over here, I know all about VC. Well, pregnant lady, raise your damn hand and answer the man's question. Like, either you actually want to help somebody or you just want attention. So another lady stands up and asks a very similar question. She said, basically, how do you get these businesses off the ground when you have very limited resources and bad credit? Because I can't just go get a loan from somewhere. Maurice said, well, that would be my lane. Bad credit is my thing. That's what made me start my Credit One business. Is my credit was real bad. Like, it was like 406 bad. Now, Kimmy is sitting there looking embarrassed as hell. Yeah, because this is the man you had to have. Now, he plugged his business and talked about, when it was my problem, I figured out how to fix the problem, but he never really answered the woman's question. Like, they really just talked in circles. It came across much more like a bunch of motivational speaking, more so than a business expo where we provide business expertise and advice. And Marcel got the nerve to be in the confessional talking about how they should take this flim-flam scam of a show on the road if you don't go to hell. So then we move on. We see Stormy and Courtney at home, and Courtney finally decides to open up and talk to his wife about his feelings about them having another baby. He explains the conversation that he had with his mom and how traumatized he was by the birth of their son and how he is open to them exploring alternatives like surrogacy, but he is not interested and watching his wife go through that again. She also used this opportunity to tell her husband, yeah, Marcel was playing with me. And I kind of think he was playing with me because you wasn't there. You might need to check them up. So we move on and we see the ladies getting together. It's Stormy, Tiffany, Tisha, and Kimmy. Well, Tiffany said she wants to let Tisha know how excluded she felt from the Blaque Expo. What? Either they was harassing you at the last minute and you didn't want to be bothered, or I wanted to be included. They wouldn't include me and I felt left out. Which one is it? So Tiffany starts in about how she felt like the Whitlows were really left out of this expo. Kimmy said, but you weren't. Tiffany said, well, just because you sent me a text like a couple days before doesn't mean I was included. Girl, just please. I mean, even in real time, y'all could have asked me if I wanted to answer any questions about business. I can answer questions about business any fucking day of the week. Well, why didn't you raise your fucking hand on that day of the week and answer the questions that you felt were relevant to your expertise? Why didn't you? Why do we have to sit and listen to you have this whole fucking Karen tantrum about I wasn't included when nothing stopped you from your freedom of speech in the middle of that damn expo? So Kimmy is going hard for her sister-in-law for some reason or another. All of a sudden, she is on full defense for Tisha. And she tried to include you and you weren't excluded. Kimmy is saying, I feel like you not getting a formal invitation is just an oversight because Tisha was saying your name from the beginning. She was including you from the beginning. Tisha piped up to say, well, truth be told, Tiffany, I don't know what you do for a living, so I don't know what I was going to be including you for. See, Kimmy? Just be quiet sometimes. Tisha said, I mean, I know Lewis owns a business, but I don't know what you do. So Stormy jumps in to say, Tiffany, didn't whatever business you do just raise like $3 million? She said, yeah, we raised $3.5 million. Tisha said, oh, that's good to know. So Stormy is in the confessional doing that thing she does. When she gets mad at somebody, she does this negative review of their business to the masses thing. So she said in the confessional, well, I know Tisha couldn't be serious talking about she don't know what Tiffany does when for an expo that took her weeks of planning, it gave unprofessional. It was overbooked with vendors. The decor was giving very much junior prom. And on top of that, Marcel was going around begging. So at the table, Stormy starts airing her grievances. She said, listen, I'm a planner. I like to get into the details. I like to make sure that everything is right when I'm doing an event. She said, now, if we can show up to do this whole walkthrough to see the venue for your event, you could have walked us through whatever fees you wanted us to pay to be vendors at your event. She said, you don't come up to me on the day of asking, hey, where's my money? Tisha said, well, I talked to Marcel and I let him know that I didn't like that, but I also wanted to express to you that I really didn't like how you responded to the situation. I said, girl, I know you lying. Tisha said, I can't tell you how to respond because, I don't know how he came to you, but it was a business setting and you are a business person, which is exactly why your husband should have approached it like business. This is some old, let me see if I can hustle $100 out of you bullshit. Tisha said in a business setting, sometimes you're going to have complicated situations and you have to know that there's a better way to respond to certain things. I said, now this is a damn joke. Tisha said the whole you don't want to see Courtney, that was real unnecessary. So Stormy starts going off about you will not tell me how to respond, not on this day, that day, or any day. She said, however, I feel like I need to respond, that's how I'm going to respond. Tisha said, Stormy, what is your problem, girl? So rather than express what her problem is, Stormy starts taking these digs about, I'm just wondering, where was the decor? Where was the decor? Tisha said, what is your problem? I don't have a problem. I'm just trying to figure out where the decor was. Tisha said, speak your mind, sis. What's up? She said, I just want to know where the decor was. Tisha said, I don't know where this conversation is going. Stormy said, when you told me you didn't like how I talked to your husband, that's when this went left. Tisha said, well, the way that you're coming at me is not okay. She said, I didn't come at you. She said, I'm talking about now. We get ready to have a problem right now. So Stormy's going off about how I volunteered my time, my presence, my energy to come add value to your event. You want to tell me how to respond? Tisha about snap. I tell you how to respond. Kimmy piped in to say, now listen, she started her whole speech with, I can't tell you how to respond. She's just letting you know how she feels. Kimmy said she's saying she didn't like how Marcel approached you either. Stormy said she didn't see how Marcel approached me, so she ain't got nothing to say on it. Tisha said, I didn't like how he approached you. I didn't like the energy, and I spoke to him about it, just like I'm speaking to you. Stormy said, well, keep talking to your husband. Tisha said, I'll talk to any damn body who was a part of my damn event. Tisha said, if you can't tell your friends how they made you feel. Stormy said, we ain't there yet. So Tisha starts trying to explain that, listen, if I spoke to your husband in a way that you didn't like, Stormy said, you ain't crazy enough to do it. That's what that is. Now, see, Stormy, I understand your frustration. And Marcel was dead wrong. But the way you coming at Tisha, it's like Stormy wants to fight somebody. I don't understand, because she talks in fight terms. Like, why is you ain't crazy enough to do it? That's what that is. Well, if I jump crazy in this motherfucker, we gonna find out who the real fool is. Like, what is you gonna do about it if I go to show you that I'm as crazy as you think I ain't? And that's the issue with challenging people with the whole you ain't crazy enough to do that. Some people is crazy enough to do that, and they gonna jump up out their bag and show you they crazy. And that's what Tisha let her know. Tisha said, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why you doing that, because you don't know me like that either. Let this damn wig and shit fool you. So now Stormy really starts poking at her. Are you upset? Like, are you upset? No, you're immature. Even if you have an issue with this woman, you got an issue with what she's saying, you have an issue with how you were handled, there's nothing wrong with expressing that. But you can do that as a mature adult. This whole, you talk shit and then you back up and are you mad? Are you mad? And trying to bait somebody into a fight is childish. Tisha said, you're very disrespectful and rude. Stormy said, but I don't get why she's so upset. Kimmy said, because you're being very patronizing right now. Tisha said, you're the problem. And the truth is, the old Tisha would have jumped across this table. Stormy said, well, get active. Let me tell you something. You gonna pull that get active with the wrong motherfucker one day. It's the very people that you think ain't about that life that's gonna get active on your ass, and you ain't gonna see it coming. I'm telling you right now, Tisha's the type to whoop your ass and then sit in front of the police with perfect posture. I'm just telling you what happened. She swung on me, I whooped her ass, and there she is. I mean, you might wanna bring help for her. Tisha said, given the timing and budget that I had to pull this off, Tiffany and Stormy should be congratulating me, not being petty. I mean, what's the problem? We did it. Y'all didn't. We pulled it off. Y'all haven't. Let's move on. So Tisha's getting up to leave from the table because she knows she done hit her threshold. She could feel a charge coming. So she said, you know, I really thought that we were better than this. Stormy said, well, you learn something new every day. Tisha said, well, you know what? I'm about to go. And don't y'all invite me to no more of this bullshit, okay? You got anything on the chick? So we see the mid-season trailer for what's to come going forward, because that was the end of the episode. Well, it looks like Kiki been out teething. Is you shoplifting in them people's stores? Child, they got surveillance camera footage all over the news, but they looking for this damn lady, girl. So everybody's all in shock that she doing this holiday heart bullshit. She running around telling all kind of bullshit stories. I just got out the hospital. Do you mean the psych ward? Tisha said that motherfucker lying. She lying and ain't no help for her ass. Mel said, well, I'm sure your family was there to help you. Here Kiki go, Tisha was the last to check on me. What was she supposed to do, post your bond? Courtney is gonna finally confront Marcel. Yeah, I guess you gonna have a man check your ass this day. Apparently Mel and Marcel gonna be beefing. He round there telling people he's not gonna pay her to be a part of his expo to talk about her damn t-shirt business. I just love it. And we are going to see Maurice at the height of assholedom. This motherfucker is going to be telling his cancer-stricken wife that her loss of libido is a choice. If there's ever been a mascot for stay single and satisfied, it would be them. And then we see Kiki gonna be coming around to the family function with the crackhead bullshit. She's showing up trying to spread rumors about Marcel having an affair on Tisha. Next thing you know, she picking a fight with Tisha. She done thrown a drink in Tisha's face, and I don't know how Tisha ain't end up in jail. But that's it, that's all, and I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming down here listening to me and letting me get this off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.